You're listening to the Canadian Destroyer Wrestling Podcast with your host, the Oatmeal Hero on YouTube.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special edition of the Canadian Destroyer Wrestling Podcast right here on youtube.ca or .com. We already know the argument for that. So we've had a really exciting and frustrating up and down week here in the WWE. We've seen the rise of Finn Balor and the Demon King. We've seen the fall of Finn Balor and the Demon King by him relinquishing his WWE Universal Championship. We've seen the, I guess you could call it the strategy, what they have implied to crown a new Universal Champion, which is set for this Monday Night Raw coming up. We've seen AJ Styles strut around with the John Cena headband. We've seen the Viper come out with the staples on his head on SmackDown. We've seen the new Tag Team Championship belts, which were revealed on SmackDown. And on top of that, we've also seen the new Women's Championship belt for SmackDown. These are very good topics that we could all be discussing, and I'm pretty sure we've all discussed a little bit of them. But the one thing which tends to be consistent and constant since it aired on television, or mostly on the WWE network, was the segment between The Miz and Daniel Bryan on Talking Smack. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, The Miz basically fought back. The Miz poured his heart out. Everybody thought it was real. It was not real. Clearly it was just a shoot. It was completely staged. But you know what? The emotion that you capture from actually watching it, from watching The Miz was not lying. He was telling the truth. He has been injury free for God knows how long, but I could also dispute that because technically the last injury he had is when he had his tooth knocked out by the phenomenal one AJ Styles. Now, having said that here, this could be the start of something new. This is something what we could have been waiting for The Miz to happen. We were starting to get bored of The Miz, so he brought his wife in. Now we like his wife. Now we start paying attention to him, but now we start paying attention to him because of his wife. It was almost like the Mark Merrill and Sable complex, if you might call it. But now this might get interesting. This could be the start of the legacy for The Miz. Why do I say that? Well, he's already counting how many days he's been champion for. I think this might be a record-breaking IC Championship title hold held by a superstar, which could possibly lead to a WWE World Heavyweight Championship win. I think he's going to be very dominant. I think, and this is my honest God personal opinion, this could be a mimic of the Jay Lethal run in Ring of Honor, by Jay Lethal being a World Television Champion for God knows how long, and then automatically winning the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship and holding it for well over 420 days. I see this happening with The Miz, or something similar to it. And this, honestly, this is something which he could definitely use. Now we've all jumped on the Miz, sorry. Now that we've all jumped on the Miz bandwagon after that promo, let me know what you think. Is it gonna happen? Will he stay Intercontinental Champion for a really long time? Will this propel his career once again back up to the top and let him sit there the way how it should have been from a while back? Let me know what you think. Feel free to leave your comments on the bottom. I do respond to comments. Anyways, once again, this is your host of the Canadian Destroyer Wrestling Podcast, the Oatmeal Hero. And remember, guys, everything else is just a sunset flip powerbomb. Canadian Destroyer Wrestling Podcast.
You're listening to the Canadian Destroyer Wrestling Podcast with your host, the Oatmeal Hero on YouTube.